Good morning. My name is Muhammad Fardhan Azura. I am as the first speaker of opposition team want to clarify the first speaker of government team. At the second argument of the first speaker, he told why limiting access of gun restores man's humanity and the impact is can give ultimate power to user. I think this is assumptive panels. The argument is built on a weak logic. I think most women who got an accident, especially who got problem in love, friendship, pet circle, and family. But if they are not assumptive, I think this is wrong panels. In fact, women who got problem, they will change their mind from a feeling to lost control logic. We know that difference between men and women is mindset. In both of them, men who think with logic to support, to do, and much more impact based on men activity that think from past and conclude the effect. On the other hand, women think with feeling. All of the action that women do is based on feeling. Most of women does not think with logic is because their mind is only feeling include to solve a problem they will do based on feeling. Even if the government team say that women can execute with feeling and minimize the impact, I think most of women who has hurt by other people will lose control to their feeling. The analogy like this, women and men who have a inti- intimate relationship, like love each other, if this relationship have a problem, so they break up, they will do not they do the action different. Men will do with logic and can forget the relationship like 1 month, but woman will think with feeling and will hate take a revenge and do the action that can cause a criminal thing in relationship. And this woman usually can think the man which can cause a longer thing between with the man. The woman will think prolonged about the man and hard to forget. By this scenario, men will not difficult to make a decision which can think the impact, benefit, and weakness, while women will do based on feeling, so can cause a complicated problem and spread out like the woman tell with their circle and friends. So this is worse, right? Even if the women can minimize the impact of using guns, I think men will think with logic, so can manage the impact wisely than women. So men can thought women to use gun and discrim and discriminate principle for all gender in the world can be avoided. Fairness, this debate belongs to proposal debate, so my argument will include urgency and justification. I have two main arguments to support my position. First, women who use guns can cause worse and complicated problems. And second is only women who using guns will suitable with discriminative principle. I will elaborate my argument one by one. First, women who use gun can cause worse and complicated problem. Firstly, what is complicated problem? A complicated problem is a problem that have a worse effect and cause many more problem who related with main problem. I mean the problem will chaos. Why minimize the problem is important to avoid complicated problem which can cause a chaos so the impact will not spread out with the main problem. This is this is important because the problem related with guns will be solved by a police, right? By this, we can help the police who solve the problem will decrease the weight of a problem and will faster to overcome any worse incident in a civilian to the suspect who the suspect of a criminal. Police is crucial for the criminal thing and police have a responsibility to help, protect, and care about civilian in order to stable the civilian safety. Look at the status quo. Police in Police is always the problem solver in civilian. Realize that civilian problem from traffic, realize that problem from family, from group of civilian, and much more is solved by the police who will action wisely in order to minimize the complicated problem and take the middle way to solve, and each other suspect will have its benefit. Imagine when suspect is a woman who can cause a chaos problem. Yes, the problem will have a big consequently and much worse impact by women who action with gun not properly. We can minimize the problem by all of the gender using guns. With this, a man who can more wisely when using gun can more wise and think the impact benefit and weakness when to the criminal thing. The likelihood is criminal problem will not chaos. The worsthood is criminal problem will complicated when all of the gender using guns. Both of them is beneficial because can men can taught women to use and manage the better of impact of using guns. Second, move to my second argument. Only women who using guns will suitable with discriminative principle. Firstly, what is discriminative? Discriminative is a different the gender, years, ethnic, and much more aspect. Different the thing between this between thing is discriminative, especially in human aspect. Discriminative is important because to avoid this thing, we can avoid any trouble in a civilian aspect. The analogy like this panels in the school student that from lower economy family is avoided by other group of a higher economy student. So this will cause a problem by discriminative other. Look at the status quo. In America country, the black people is got discriminated by white people and cause a complicated problem by avoid discriminative. A civilian especially who have a same place of origin can protect each other. And what about in using guns? A discriminative is a gender different right. The likelihood is discriminative will be avoided by civilian. The worst would civilians still discriminate in other aspect, but both of them is beneficial because at least the worsthood will not cause a worse problem like criminal because using guns. While government team maybe say that in other aspect include the ethnic discriminative can cause a problem too. This problem is not weighed as a criminal problem who use firearms, so still beneficial, right? In a conclusion, to manage the risk of criminal activity, we can let all gender using guns and the wisely and think with logic men will manage better to minimize the impact of using guns that will teach a better action when cause a problem to woman gender. At the end, to avoid chaos and complicated problem, we cannot only allow women to own guns or firearms. Thank you.